What is up, awesome people of the internet? We are finally back with a new episode of Talking Sky with Mom podcast. Hello, I'm Quita. This is my mom.
Hello.
And we've been away for a little while, but we are back talking about the Chicago Sky. Mama hasn't been to a game in a little bit. She's been watching on TV, but not in person. So we're finally back with another episode.
Yes.
And what a day to be recording this. Probably one of the Sky's worst games that I've seen in a very, very long time for the Sky. The Sky lose to the Washington Mystics with the score of 80-59. So, what do you think about this game?
I felt that the Sky was playing not only against the Mystics, but against the referees. The referees were instrumental in Mystic getting so far ahead, especially in that first half. They were not calling any fouls that was going against the Sky. I'm saying going against the Mystics. They were letting them slide by the first half. The second half, we're in the fourth quarter, rather, they tried to make up and call some calls, but it was way too late for the Sky to get into the game. They were being beat up all down up and down the court. They've just been beat up. And it's just like, how could you ref so bad? And it's all three of them. It's not just one. All three of them were horrible. And the play where they jumped all over the back and getting the rebound, they didn't even call that. We could see that from our seats, and they can't see it, and they standing right there. Mm-hmm. There was really something really wrong with the set of refs that we had tonight. Besides that, the Sky never got in a rhythm. Every time they tried to get into a rhythm with offense, they did a lot of turnovers. And that was another part of the game that was not pleasant. Almost all the players made at least one turnover. Some of them made two and even three. So when you have that many turnovers, count it up. That's your game right there. And also they were shooting bad. So nobody had a good shooting night. Nobody on the Sky had a good shooting night. Mm-hmm. Seemed like everybody was off. And I don't know what the issue was besides the refs and them playing against the ref more so than the Mystics. They just had an off game. And they tried, but by the time the fourth quarter got here, I think they had just given up. They had a chance to get back into the game and cut it down because they cut it down to 10.
Yep.
And I thought, okay, here we go. We're ready to go. And then next thing you know, we back up 15 and then 20. I was like, oh my goodness, what just happened? In a matter of 2 minutes, it just all went downhill again. So I would say it's all of their fault today, as the whole team did not play good as a whole. I'm not going to blame this on Coach Wade at all, because he kept switching them out. He kept trying different sets of people to see who had a spark. So he did what he could do. It's just they were off on their games. And then they missed so many layups. Something that should be so simple and easy. Just use the glass. And they were getting to the glass, but not getting it in the hole. And that was the main thing. Even in the first quarter, we saw they were getting to the hole, but missing the basket. And that was, I think that took a lot of energy from them too. When you keep missing and missing and missing, I think it does something to you psychologically. That was a lot I just said, right?
That was a lot. That was, well, it was straight facts though. Like, yeah, we lost it from the first 3 minutes of the game, where Courtney Williams, great pass to Elizabeth Williams, and just jagged the layup. Like, just like, it was like, you don't worry about it. That's fine.
Okay.
Like, she just, like, missed it. And it's like, dude, you had a wide open layup. Make your layup. And then Courtney Williams again had it was a pass to I think it was Copper right at the rim. Mm-hmm. Missed it. And I think the fans went just so like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. Like, and I think that got the players to hold their head down. And ever since then, they were thinking
overthinking
much. When you're playing basketball, You shouldn't be thinking like that. Because once you do, you start making mistakes. It's natural. Don't overthink stuff. Kalia Copper got called for a double dribble because she's thinking of all these possibilities of stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
And forgetting that she has the ball. Double dribble. Turnovers. They were waiting too late to pass the ball to people.
Yep.
And then once they realize that someone's open, now you overthrow the ball. Like Dana Evans had three turnovers. I think Mabry had 3 turnovers. Copper had a ton of turnovers, and Courtney Williams.
Mm-hmm.
So none of these players played well at all.
Right.
And I would say, wait, hold on. Mabry did have 3. Copper had 3. Courtney Williams had 2. But ultimately, none of the matchups that Wade put in worked.
Nope.
He literally tried everything. But I will say, he sat Dana, which I was kind of annoyed with a little bit. Because yes, Dana had a rough game, 3 turnovers, 5 points, 25% from the field. Okay, not that great of a game. However, everybody else was playing terrible. Dana only played 11 minutes and 56 seconds. Mabry had a terrible game.
Yes, she did.
Played 28 minutes. Copper had a terrible game. Played 30 minutes. Courtney Williams actually had a pretty decent game. Not scoring-wise, but assist-wise. She played 30 minutes. I think that, yes, Dana Evans had a rough first half. However, Dana Evans is a player that gives you a spark.
Right.
You are consistently relying on Dana to provide a spark in games. Yes, she had a rough first half. Play her in the second half. Mm-hmm. Give her minutes, because you never know. Yes, he was trying out different players to play together and all that stuff. But it seemed like in the second half, Dana was shut down.
Yep.
And that was it.
Yeah, and I think the fans were really upset about that too, because we are used to Dana coming in and giving that uplift to the team. And once she gives that uplift, it usually helps the other ones to be uplifted. And then now the offense starts to roll. And because they didn't have anybody to give that spark, there was no uplift at all. Everybody kept trying to get their own little shot and not really playing together anymore. It's like, I just need to go hold the ball, just dribble, keep dribbling, dribble.
Yep.
Thinking that they're going to get a shot, and then they jack it up. And then nobody gets the rebound. So then the Mystics come right on down. And some of them sometimes went straight to the basket. There was no defense and blocking them from the basket. And some of them was even shooting from the outside. They gave them too much space. So they had a lot of space to make their shots. And the Mystics were very comfortable. And they played a lot of their players. They played probably, I want to say at least 12 of their players. They kept mixing and matching. And each time they brought people in, they kept playing. It was like the same, like the starting 5 was still in.
Well, they're a well-oiled machine. Like the Mystics, they just play very well, and they have a consistent roster, and they haven't had to deal with some of the injuries that the Sky has had to. Because remember, Birch is now back.
Right.
Copper, I believe, missed 2 games for personal reasons. Don't know specifically what that was about. Anigwe just got back. She was overseas playing in Eurobasket. She just got back.
Okay.
And so there's so much inconsistency from a personnel perspective for the Sky that yes, they played terrible, but it also kind of felt like, yeah, okay, maybe that fits, because like these players haven't really played together like that with the different injuries and like all this stuff that's been happening. And you pair that with, everyone seeming like they were tired.
Yes, for sure.
I don't know what it was. Like Mabry seemed exhausted.
Yes, she was.
A lot of her shots were short. She was not using her legs.
Mm-mm.
She would miss a shot, and then she would just not even try to get a rebound. She just stands there after she missed it. and that's about it. She didn't run back on defense, like really hustle. Same thing with Copper.
Mhm.
It was just like what is going on, guys? Like
do you want to play?
If you miss a shot, go try to get a rebound.
Right.
Don't just miss a shot and just expect we're not gonna get the rebound, so I'm just gonna stand there and look.
Mm-hmm. But you also made mention about how she was being fouled.
Mabry was fouled
many times. And
Man,
they didn't call it.
Mabry was fouled like basically the entire game, and it was amazing how they never ever called that.
Mm-hmm.
So Natasha Cloud, she just gets away with a lot of fouls.
Yes, she does. Oh my!
Natasha Cloud had about 11 fouls in this game, probably more than that. Every single time she was pushing and shoving Marina Mabry. Mm-hmm. Never called it. So Marina Mabry worked so hard
trying to get a shot,
to try to get open, try to get the ball, try to do something, and she didn't have enough strength to try to make a shot.
And I think Coach Wade was frustrated with the refs as well as with his players. Mm. He was frustrated all the way around, and he didn't know what to do because nothing was working.
Yep.
And again, when you as a team have to not only play against the team, but play against the refs. I know they always say, forget about what the refs are doing, forget about the calls. But sometimes when they call so many calls against you, and they're not calling any calls against the other team, and that they're fouling, and everybody can see it, and it's 3 of them, and out of 3 of the refs, none of them can get it right. There is a problem. There's a problem with, I don't know who was a senior ref on this group, but whoever they were, they were terrible. They did not correct one another. They did not try to see what are we doing wrong. They heard the crowd booing them, so they knew we were disappointed with them. But if we're continually booing you, we're not just booing you just because you're not calling our calls. We're booing you because you're not calling the calls. For real. You're not calling any calls. And we can see it. And we're not on the floor and we still can see it. And you right there on the floor and you can't see it. That is the most frustrating thing for a fan to see, when refs will not call the calls on both ends of the floor.
Mm-hmm.
That's...
Mama, you on a roll today.
That's my frustration. And, I was looking forward to coming to this game. Even though I know the Mystics were good, I still was looking forward to a good game because the Sky can play.
Yep.
Their players can play. But when you are shut down, as far as with the refs, and then you are not in a rhythm, you can't get in a rhythm no matter what you're doing. You're missing shot. You're jacking it up. You're throwing it up. You think you got a good shot. And then you see you don't really have a good shot because it's not going. Some of them were nowhere near the basket. And it's like, what were you thinking? But it looked like a good shot to them. But but when it went towards the basket, like, what were you thinking? Basketball. Let somebody just get to the basket. Let them get fouled. And then you can get to the line. The Mystics got to the line so much it was ridiculous.
But I tell you this. The Mystics only scored 80 points in this game. They only scored 80 points, which means that we held one of the better teams to a really good final scoreline. However, we didn't score because remember we just played the Indiana Fever last week. Mm-hmm. They scored like 90 points against us.
Okay.
And the Aces 93.
Okay.
When we played the Fever earlier in the year, they scored 103 against us. So we held them to a good 80 points is pretty solid against the Washington Mystics. However, it was our offense that was struggling because it wasn't like the Mystics had a great game offensively. Right. It wasn't like they had nobody in 20 points in this game. Elena Deladon had a solid game, but she wasn't like her normal self. One, because she didn't have to be.
Right.
Because the Sky was doing so terribly on offense that they didn't really need to
kind of
step
relax. They just relaxed.
They relaxed and played this game. They only scored 80 points. And the fact that the Sky held the Washington Mystics to 80 points is good, but the fact that they still lost is ridiculous. Yes, it's refs. However, these players need to step up. And you are now on a severe losing streak. Like, this is like, we need to right the ship and get back together.
Right.
So we play again. On Sunday, we play the Connecticut Sun. I'm pretty sure we're gonna lose this game too.
Is that a home game?
No, that's a
away game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're gonna lose this game.
Wait. Well, you know what? Whether we lose or win, if we can show some progress with the offense,
that'll be important.
Of the team coming together and saying, "Hey, let's not even think about whether or not we're gonna lose or win. Let's play our best game. If we can play our best game, it will propel us for the next coming games. And each game, if we can just build on that, then we can get back on a winning streak. You know, when you're playing teams that are naturally better than you most likely will lose. But the fact is, do you give them a challenge? You got to challenge the other team. Otherwise, they will run over you, or they'll think nothing of you, laughing and giggling, and think that this is just it's a game, but it's not really serious because we're not playing anybody that is worth playing. That's the way they look at it, and we can't let other teams think that way of us as Sky players and as Sky fans. We don't want our team to be looked at that way. So, I'm hoping for the best for them. I always hope for the Sky. I really do, because I love our players. And I just think they were off tonight, and they were tired, they were winded, and the injuries have taken its toll on the team as a whole. As we said earlier in the season, the whole team has never played together because it's been so many injuries. Mm-hmm. So those that would not naturally start are starting. It's just a lot of things, but Coach Wade was able to get those early wins. Yeah. So now
they're struggling.
We in the middle of the season. We need to really kind of like get back to where we was in the beginning of the season. Even though we didn't have all of our players, even then, there is a way for us to win. But we have to believe in ourselves. We got to believe in ourselves. No matter what's going on, if you believe in yourself, it changes your mindset and it changes the way you play the game.
Mama, you need to be in their locker room and talk to them right now. You need to talk to them right now. Give them some motivation.
They need some motivation. They too.
Well, yeah. So rough game against the Connecticut Sun coming up, but I will say, if we can play solid in that game, even with a loss, we play Los Angeles twice. We should win both of those games. Then we play the Fever, and then we play the Atlanta Dream twice. So we should be going on a winning streak. We should beat both games for the Sparks. We should beat Indiana, and we should beat the Dream twice. So the Sky, had a little rough patch that they're coming out of. And I think as long as we can have a solid game against Connecticut, it should give us enough confidence to get back to our winning ways. Like, the Sky, they're not scrubs. The Chicago Sky are not scrubs.
Right.
We played like scrubs today. However, we're not scrubs. We have some great talent on our team. We just need to run actual plays, play like a team, and don't worry about what the refs do. Yes, the refs need to be better. Yes, 100%. However, we should still get it together, even if the refs suck. So, yeah, that's the video. Thanks, guys, so much for listening to our rant. As you can tell, Mama, she know her basketball, man. She know her basketball. We will be back with another episode. Probably June 30th. That's a home game against the Sparks.
Okay.
So we'll probably be back then. Thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't liked this video already, please like it. If you love the analysis post game, tell Mama how amazing she was and how right she was in the comments. All right, guys. We read your comments. We would love to hear what you have to say. What do you think about the Sky? What do you think about this Mystics team? Yeah, just let us know all your thoughts. Please like this video. Please subscribe. All that awesome stuff. Until next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.